Hello everyone, this is John and Scott from the Mercenary Miniature Painter channel. I was about to say Scott and John then, I've been listening to you too much. And we are back for another battle report tonight, and we are both into the campaign, and it is the High Elves against the Dark Elves. We are down by the Blood River again.
Yeah, we're in a kind of no-name area, but this is it actually is the Blood River, because you're pushing into my territory on this one.
So obviously in the campaign, the rules, High Elves do win the in the night roll-off automatically. That is their special rule, so it will mean I will be going into Scott's. If he can't repel me, we don't need to do any in the night rolls. So it is going to be quite a big battle again, mate, isn't it, really? You're going to...
and it has occurred to me today that I don't think I've ever won against you with my Dark Elves.
Oh, no.
So they got a lot to play for, because you're only 2 spaces away from my HQ as well, so it could be a short campaign if I get smashed here.
The armies have changed up a lot tonight as well, haven't they? Which is quite nice to see. And the scenario we are running tonight, we are doing 292, the White Dwarf, the random scenarios, and we have rolled up meeting engagement. And the special rules we've rolled up is advanced. So basically we need to get into each other's deployment zone, and whatever units are in there, you get double their points at the end of the battle, plus obviously all the standards, generals, and all the rest of the normal points you get. We don't do table quarters, because if there's extra points on offer, we never do that. So that is what we'll be playing tonight. Anything else to add, my friend?
That's it, isn't it?
All covered? Right, lovely. So we'll be back with either High Elves or Dark Elves turn 1 and deployment. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Dark Elves tonight, I have gone big on the multiple small units. So I've got 2 units of 10 spearmen. They don't have them modelled on yet, but they do have shields. And one unit has a musician, the other one doesn't. I've got 10 crossbowmen who I've upgraded with shields and a musician. 2 units of Corsairs, both have got musicians. And 2 units of Dark Riders, both have got musicians. And then in my special slot, I have 6 Shades with light armor. I've got 2 Cold One Chariots. And in my rare slot, I've got a lovely Hydra. Hopefully not going to suffer too much new model syndrome today. I have only just painted that this week. As you might see on the channel, usually when I've just painted something, it doesn't do that well on the turn it comes in. So hopefully I can break that spell today. And for my heroes, I've got my replacement, so a new sorceress who's come leading the Dark Elves, Kyra Shadowcaster. So she's shown up to try to plug the gap left by the previous sorceress's defeat. And she is backed up by a Beastmaster, Elandrian the Cruel, who's riding a Manticore, and the Noble over here, who's riding in on the Chariot. And that is my 2,000 points.
Tonight, this is Faylen's High Elf, so that is the lady herself. She's a level 4 wizard, and this is the army she'll be bringing. So in the core, we've got 16 spearmen, full command, and 2 units of 10 archers. In the special, we have 19 Swordmasters, full command. And then in the rare, we have 19 White Lions, full command, and 2 Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. The heroes tonight, we have got Commander 1 here and Commander 2 over here.
You've not named them, mate.
No, I know. Sorry, I should have done it. The level 2 here, he is got Seer, and he is the spells 2, 4, and 5 from Shadows. He's got Unseen Lurker, the one that gives you fear, and the Magic Missile. And then she also has Seer, and she'll be Shadows as well. She's got the Magic Missile, the one that gives you fear, Unseen Lurker that moves you, and then Pit of Shades. And that is 2,000 points of High Elves.
I always forget to say my spells, don't I? I rolled up Chill Wind, Soul Stealer, Word of Pain, and Dominion, all on this lady.
Push it back a touch, man.
All right, we've got a meeting engagement set up now. So if you're familiar with meeting engagement, it's units come on from the center and then deploy out. So it can be difficult, because the next unit always has to be further out than the previous one. So if that does explain a bit of a wonky deployment with the characters. as they're not in units, so they do have to spread out to the edges. Now, John's army is a bit more traditional blocks, all in the middle, with some shooting out to the sides. As we said, special rule for this one is to try and get into the opponent's deployment zone, and that is worth quite a few points. So we shall be both pushing for that. And then we're going to roll for the first turn on camera. Given the amount of shooting that John's got, I'm not looking forward to him getting the first turn.
And he's got the first
And
turn.
he has.
Good luck, sir.
Good luck. Not too much, hopefully. And we'll be back with High Elves turn 1. Turn 1 High Elves, John.
Pretty pathetic again, but there we go. Right, everything's pushed up. My 3 big blocks. Obviously, you get points for being in the deployment zone, and we're here for all the combats today. The archers just slightly moved up to try and get in a bit more favourable position. Magic went tits up. Don't use Shadow's magic with High Elves. You offend their gods, and they don't like it. So,
you had how many power dice, John?
With the Banner of Sorcery, I managed to get 11 this turn. But this guy miscast, doing a creeping death onto the Dark Riders, first magic roll of the game, and he rolled an 8. So that shut down my magic phase.
He's a secret plant by the Dark Elves.
Yeah,
we got to him before the
game. And then, so that was magic, was a complete bust. The shooting was a little bit better, but still not great. So both bolt throwers went for the Hydra. Even with the range, he's a large target, so everything was on 3s. I'd done 9 hits and then only done 2 wounds, annoyingly. Scott didn't save them. And then both unit of archers, 1 shot, 7 of them at the Dark Shards. That was all it could see, and 3 at the Spearmen. They killed 1 Dark Shard, and then these 10 went at the Spearmen and killed 1 Spearman. So, yeah, we're not feeling the bloodlust yet against our Druki brethren. Hopefully turn 2 will be a bit more favourable. And we got to save. It's got some Dark Shards looking down at us now, which ain't very nice either. But on to you, my friend.
Let's see if I can capitalise on the slight reprieve. Dark Elves turn 1. Of course, whenever you think you put a character on a chariot to make it less likely to fail stupidity, it still fails stupidity. So this guy just trundled a little bit forward there. The other one passed, so he has moved around to support the rest of the army. Everything's kind of moved up, apart from the archers. Everything else shuffled forward, is trying to deal with these big blocks as best as I can. Beastmaster's over here looking threatening. Shades have moved around the building here. And magic, I couldn't do anything because I couldn't see anything. I did try to roll, and then John pointed out I needed to be visible to do Word of Pain. But it wasn't really critical to my strategy in this one. I just wanted to get forwards because, as you can see, I'm a bit outclassed in the magic department with only 1 spellcaster. Shooting was a bit of a bust. I managed to get 4 wounds with my repeater crossbows onto this unit, but then John saved every single one of them, so that was a bit disappointing. And then I nearly forgot to do them, but the Shades pinged off a few shots at the archers on the left there and killed 2 of them, so not terrible. And that was it. Wasn't much else I could do. My army just wants to get forward and kill things, so we will see if John can kindly forego another magic phase and give me a bit more of a chance.
I hope not. Ready?
Yep.
So turn 2, because I do have a considerable amount of shooting and magic, I didn't just want to go completely gun-ho, because there's a lot of units I'll get stuck on and be getting charged in flanks by monsters. So all my movement, these guys shuffle back, shuffle back, and then just turn that way. He hopped out the Swordmasters, and the Swordmasters reform this way. She hopped out the Spearmen, and then the Spearmen reform that way. The Archers stayed as they were, and that was all the movement. In the magic phase, he done Unseen Lurker, Creeping Death onto the Dark Rider. Scott let it go, and he killed 3 of them. What was next then? She tried doing a Creeping Death onto the Manticore. You scrolled it.
I did indeed.
And then
you did Vols.
I did Vols and Making, and you stopped it with your dice, with her with the Ring of Corin. And then he tried giving this unit fear. Scott rolled and stopped. You
I
scrolled that one.
as well.
And then with the last 2 dice, she did manage to give this unit fear. Scott didn't try and stop it with his last 2, fearing there'd be a ring of fury. But sadly, there might not have been, Scott. Who knows? Who knows? Because I ended the magic phase there. And then in the shooting was pretty pathetic this time. So last turn it was a magic, this time it was the shooting. This bolt thrower didn't even kill 1 shade, annoyingly. This bolt thrower only killed 1 Dark Rider. These 8 killed 1 Dark Rider. And then these guys did do 5 wounds to the spearmen. And no, 6 wounds I think they done, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then you saved 3 of them. So they killed 3 spearmen. So Scott passed all his panics in both phases, and that's how it lies. On to Druki turn 2. Let's see what they can do.
Right, second turn for the Dark Elves. Getting shelled by magic and shooting, so I've just had to try and press forward as much as possible. So everything's come up. The Shades charged this bolt thrower. These guys charged the bolt thrower that was here. Captain Stupid over here failed again, so he's just trundled forward, so he's pretty much going to be useless for most of this game by the look of it. Into the magic phase, I chucked a chill wind on 1 dice at the Swordmasters. I did get it. I think I killed 1, and then I threw 7 dice with a power stone onto Dominion, and I got an irresistible force, which is what I was hoping for, and so the Swordmasters are now stuck in place. What else? So that was magic. Shooting. The Hydra killed 3 Swordmasters. Once again, the Swordmasters, I think I did 7 wounds, but they've passed a stupid amount of... I think they've now passed about 11 5-up saves. And the repeater crossbowmen, it'd be nice if they were bolt throwers. They also chipped a couple of wounds, but then he saved those as well. So not much going on there. As you could see, the Dark Riders easily slaughtered the crew of the bolt thrower, and they've opted to stay where they are. And then over here, the Shades whiffed their attacks despite having hatred. Well, they both hit, but then they didn't wound anything, which I don't get to reroll, unfortunately. So I lost, but I did stick around, even though I lost 2 guys. So that is the end of my turn, and John has a few terror tests to take in his turn 3. Alright, turn 3, John, terror tests.
Right, Swordmasters.
Yep. Good.
These archers.
Good.
These archers.
Good.
My lady.
Good.
And that's it, innit?
That is it indeed.
Pretty disappointing for you, mate, innit?
They're very disappointing. Alright, crack on with your turn. Turn 3 for the good guys.
My successes have probably caused a bit of problems for myself, but we see what we do. And a nice little item from you, mate. Saved yourself as well, which is quite good. I like that. So movement. These guys couldn't move. He just moved his 5 towards the Sorceress. These guys reformed that way because I thought I should be able to deal with the Manticore more than the Hydra. And then the White Lions reformed on the spot there. These archers just turned to there. And that was all. And she come back here again to my detriment, just out the arc of the Manticore. And then in the magic, so she had the fear on these guys to start with, but I used all my banged items. She done the Ring of Corin onto him. Scott stopped it with his dice. He done the Ring of Fury onto the Hydra. Scott stopped it with his dice. I don't think I've seen if that went away either. It does. If I did do it, then never mind. And then I done...
You did, yeah, I did stop it. I used all my dice on your bounce.
Yeah, but did I see if it ran out?
No, you didn't at the time, no.
And then this guy here, because she had the fear on these, and obviously I didn't want to take a terror test charging in, so I left that on there. This guy done the Unseen Lurker onto these. I 666'd it, so Scott definitely couldn't stop that. And they went in the flank of the Hydra. And then this little lady over here want to do Unseen Lurker on this guy to obviously charge him into the Sorceress. I rolled a 6, 2 3s, and a 1, but this guy had the Ring of Hotep.
He does indeed.
And any doubles is a miscast. So she did roll a 5 on her miscast, and she cannot cast again my turn. And she can't shoot. Yeah, she couldn't shoot or anything my turn, and I can't cast again next turn. So that was that. That was the no, and then obviously this guy with his last 2 dice tried putting fear back on these, but I didn't roll high enough. So that was the end of magic. Shooting. These guys killed 3 spearmen, and they've panicked off over there. These guys done 2 wounds to the Manticore and 2 wounds to the bloke, but he did save his. And then with the Reaver bow, I finished off the Manticore, and then I failed to wound the guy on top. So now my poor little lady's left open, and this guy's got 360 range. So they could be in a bit of trouble. And then in the combats over here, the rules of the Hydra are a little bit janky, but it says with the Beast apprentices in, I can attack with all my White Lions. So all my White Lions and my Noble all went into the Hydra. They killed it. And then Scott done a wound to my Wizard and killed 1 White Lion. Obviously, he broke and fled. I've ended up there, and they've been ran down and killed. Both of these passed any panic checks. So that is how it lies on turn 3 for the High Elves. On to you, Scott.
Starting my turn 3, I'll just do my stupidity. So can he pass 1?
Level 6.
Yeah, right. He's good. And this one, more importantly, he's good. So, crucially, I finally started to be able to move my chariots. Turn 3 for the Dark Elves. Gone a little bit better, but not as well as I would have liked. So, over here, we've rallied these spearmen and did a bit of a general advance in the middle. These 2 units have charged the White Lions, and ladies come back here. Magic. Oh, pass by. I think on camera they did pass their stupidities this turn, so he is moving up. But Magic. I tried to Dominion this unit, but John stopped it. I haven't really got any more tricks up my sleeve there. And then in the shooting phase, I did actually chip away a few. I got 5 of the Swordmasters, and I would.
Yeah, they finally failed their saves.
Yeah. So that's made me happy there. Combat wasn't terrible. It killed 4 of the White Lions, and then annoyingly, I divided my attacks. I should have just gone for that mage and got rid of him, but he has survived. I lost the combat by 1, but I stuck around, thankfully, with both of those with nice low rolls. And over here, the Beastmaster has wounded this lady here. And the never-ending combat. The Shades actually this time didn't lose, so they've tied a combat. And I did pass an armor save as well. So finally, that
we'll have to roll off to
light armor
first this time as well.
Oh yeah, I might actually win one.
Look at that.
And then get to fluff my attacks before you attack me. But yeah, that's how it stands. So it's on to turn 4 for John.
So turn 4 for the High Elves. Yeah, pretty good, really. I can't complain too much. So the charges, the Swordmasters charged into the flank of the Corsairs. These were going to try and save their lady, but with the pond, they'd have never made it across, so they didn't bother. And that was all the charges. This guy moved up into the woods here. These spearmen moved up to there, and then they just turned and moved a couple of inches this way. So that was that. The magic phase. It's just a bad one again, to be honest. I only rolled a 1 on the Banner of Sorcery, so I had 1 extra dice. Obviously, she can't cast, but she done a Ring of Corin onto him. Scott let it go, so I have destroyed his
Ring of Hotep.
Ring of Hotep now. And then I wanted my mage, who was in here, to Unseen Lurker this guy in. He's got Channeler as well, so I rolled 4 dice at it, but he miscast again, and he couldn't cast. So that was that. That was the end of the magic phase. In the shooting, did they even kill a spearman? I think they killed 1.
They killed 1.
They killed 1 spearman. I think these killed 1 as well of the other unit. That was that. And then in the combats, I killed one shade, but Scott finally killed a crewman. So I think I might be losing that one now. No one done any wounds in this one here. And Scott killed my mage and killed one white lion, but that was it. I done 2 wounds to the chariot. 2 or 1?
2 wounds to the chariot.
And then killed 2 corsairs. So I won combat by, I think, 5 in the end. Scott failed both of his. These guys didn't care about it. The corsairs ran 10. The chariot ran 13. And I pursued only 7. So that's how it lies after turn 4 for the High Elves. On to Scott and his turn 4.
Another turn with mixed results for me. So everything rallied, which was nice. So these are over here now. The noble passed his stupidity, so he's just angled up here. A unit of spearmen did charge the swordmasters, and that was that. This lady moved over here, actually. Then in the magic phase, she got a word of pain onto this unit. In the shooting phase, these guys chipped away 2 spearmen. And in the combat phase, the unit that charged the swordmasters, despite the fact they were hitting on 3s and re-rolling, again, John's armor saves and his luck when it comes to my wounds meant that only one of his guys died. He easily won the fight and he butchered through. And then my poor placement of units has meant that I've probably lost this one as well. Combat over here, I lost the combat again with these shades. They just can't seem to kill this bloody bolt thrower crew. And they did hold, though. More importantly, the Beastmaster did a wound to Lady Faylen, and she did wound me back, but I managed to roll a 6 for my armor save. She failed massively on her flea roll and got ran off the table, and he's gone off chasing her. These did try and charge to get in, but they were out. Sorry, and that is that. So magic is now back in my favour, but still a few things where John could probably hurt me quite badly. So we shall see what he can do with this turn 5.
Turn 5 for the High Elves. Pretty much as it had to go. A few decisions I had to try and make in the movement phase. So it's who I was going to charge here with the chariot was there. Obviously, his noble in there and the corsairs. I opted to charge the corsairs. Scott fled, but he only fled a 4, so I caught him just there. His chariot did pass a panic though for them being caught. So that was all my charges. The remaining moves, these guys wheeled and just come up 3 just so they could shoot them and make sure they stayed out the arc of these. These guys reformed that way to try and save the bolt thrower for one last hurrah. Obviously the swordsmen were in the flank of the spearmen over there, and these guys were in march block, so they just come up there 5. In the magic phase, I still got the banner of sorcery, so I rolled for that. It did only give me 1 extra dice, but with my 3 dice I took the word of pain off these guys. Sorry, I forgot to say I moved my commander up into the wood here, so he was 2 in 2 out. And in the magic, that was it. In the shooting, obviously these reformed, so they couldn't. These guys ripped into the archers, but Scott has got shields on them, so I did do 2 wounds, but Scott saved 1. And then the reaver bow over here, I finished off the other chariot here. So that was how that went. And then in the combats, again, I think that was a 6th round of combat. No one killed each other or broke or anything. And then these guys only killed 2 spearmen, but with the rank banner, outnumber, flank, they did break. They've gone 9. I've gone 7 to there.
You did test to restrain,
I did try and restrain. I think I'd have been comfortably out of
I was thinking that
10 of the corsairs, so I was hoping to restrain, but no, these bloodthirsty swordsmen, they didn't like being shot and didn't like being magic, so they got Drooky blood on their sword and they're charging for it. Now they're going to get butchered by some corsairs instead, but let's see what Scott can do in his turn.
Alright, that was the big turn 5 that I needed. The Corsairs went into the Swordmasters. The Noble on the Chariot went into the White Lions. And everything else kind of shuffled about. The Beastmasters come back on up there. She's flown over here. These guys rallied. In the magic phase, I got Soul Stealer and killed 4 of those. So she's got an extra 3 wounds because that's the maximum extra she can get at the moment. I then tried to do Chill Wind, but John did stop that one. So the archers are still around, even if they are quite depleted. Shooting phase, as usual, loads of hits. Only a couple of wounds though, so I've plinked off 2 of the spearmen. And then into the combats. I was just hoping to do some damage, but I just tipped it to the point where I outnumbered the Swordmasters, and I have caused them to break, but I'm 1 inch behind them, so unfortunately didn't catch them. And over here, I absolutely mullered these guys, but I also didn't catch them, so I'm 1 inch behind them because he decided to be slow again. But it is looking a bit precarious for John in his final turn, so let's see what he can do. Last turn.
Yeah, not enough, I don't think. So charges, the spearmen went into the dark shards, and then these went into the shades. You stood and shot with the shades, didn't kill anything, and you fled with them, and they got away. Rallies, we did rally the swordsman, and the swordmaster, sorry, and we did rally the white lines. Just they were on a 10, obviously the commander plus a musician. Remaining moves, these guys moved this way, and then turned back then to face him. This guy came out the woods to here, and that was that. In the magic's all gone. So in the shooting phase, these killed 3 Dark Riders. They passed their panic check, and he reverbowed into the Corsairs. I hit with all 3 and then rolled 2 1s, so I only wounded once. He did manage to kill one though. I needed a few more dead really if I was going to try and save me Swordmasters, but hopefully they might whiff, you never know. And then these guys killed 1 shade, and with the outnumber and killed him. Scott rolled a 7. He fled, and I caught him off the table. So there was nothing to cause any other panics anywhere else, and that was the last turn for the High Elves. We need something disastrously to go wrong for Scott if we're going to have any chance of getting a victory here. Over to him.
And that is the end of my last turn. So I charged the Corsairs into the Swordmasters and the Cold One Chariot into the White Lions to try and finish them off. These guys rallied, which was nice and tasty for me. Both the Dark Riders ran off into the corner so they could claim the end zone for the objective, and so did the Sorceress, and so did the Beastmaster, just trying to spread out as much as possible to avoid any possible panics. These tried to charge them, but they were possibly out by a touch. I tried to move it too quickly and we didn't check it. So I just opted to say that I was out. And magic, I got... What did I get? I did a chill wind on them, which you stopped. And then I managed to do, crucially, a word of pain on the Swordmasters because I would have flubbed my attacks. I did kill... Is it 2?
Yeah.
Killed 2, and they killed 1 back thanks to the spell. Otherwise, I think I'd have been in trouble. And then they've lost and broke, so they're gone. And over here, I did a massive 7 impact hits and 7 wounds, so wiped the unit out. And then John called a challenge. I did 2 wounds, and I've got the Sword of Ruin, so John didn't get any saves. So that was the end of his general as well. And it is looking like a nice big Druki win. So we're going to tally up the points and see how bad it is for Lady Faylen's forces. Right, John, how bad was it?
Pretty bad. So there was a lot of bonus points on offer tonight for what was in deployment zones and that, and with banners, Pure of Heart, and my general, that was a 400 to start. And then you ended up getting about another 500 odd for what you had in my deployment zone at the end. And then with what you killed, you had a mighty 2471, and we only managed to get 835 of yourself. So That is a massacre in for the poor High Elves.
I was saying just then, that's the first time my Dark Elves have beaten John in 4 years of playing. So,
they haven't had too many games.
although, as I said at the beginning, new model syndrome, I knew Fancy Hydra did soddle before he got murdered. So you did get a little bit of
he had a little soaked up a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
New Manticore.
To be fair, well, like you said, that turn where you actually got a few kills, I think that poured you into all the wrong places, really. And
obviously killing the Manticore and not killing the Beastmaster, and then I lost all my magic. Which obviously this army was built around me being able to do Unseen Lurker on my units.
And again, killing
your stuff.
Killing the Hydra and then overrunning into where all the chariots were when they
obviously I needed to do that a little bit because the white lines could have kept going that way, but then the Hydra would have started running rampant down here and would have probably killed the Swordmaster. So it was a bit of a toss-up of what to do. I had to try and get that out. But if, like I said, if I would have kept my Sorceress alive without him dying, she could have moved and been Unseen Lurker in my unit, and then I could have picked and chose which combat I wanted to do over here.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
Obviously I'd have charged your Noble, and then the other units wouldn't have been able to get me.
I feel bad for saying how useless he was at the beginning, because that uselessness helped me, because instead of going on some pointless rampage into he actually where he wanted to be. I think it felt fruitless shooting at your Swordmasters all game, but that did help the Corsairs actually have the guts to take him. I think if I hadn't have been popping shots at them all game, even though it was a slow go to kill as many as I did, they were just weakened enough, which allowed me to win 2 combats in a row, which was nice.
With so many small, so elite army and not enough units, it's hard to keep your mages alive, I think, against Dark Elves, because you've got too much fast stuff, magic, and shooting as well. So it's hard where to put them and where to place them, which is what ended up catching me out. Because obviously I had one in with the White Lions to try and keep him safe there. And then obviously she hopped out. Yeah. To be fair, the Ring of Hotech saved you a bit.
I was going to say, we all love a magic item surprise, and that did that 20 points.
If he would have got in against her, he'd have probably butchered the Pegasus and then probably eventually done what your Beastmaster done to mine, except he'd have probably done it a lot quicker than what your Beastmaster
It was just your face when I went, you've missed, Cass. I got you back for last week with your Empire not running away when they should have. So I think, to be honest, my army played how I wanted it to. I just had, because like last time we fought, I went for big blocks, and you had the dragon. You were able to maneuver around me, and it all went wrong pretty quickly for me. So this time, I just wanted to give myself redundancy. I said to John beforehand, because High Elves don't panic against the Dark Elves, it really doesn't feel worth taking too much shooting unless you're going to go completely balls to walls with all the shooting. And as we're playing the campaign, and we have to keep the same characters, we can't max out, on magic or max out on combat unless we're going to keep it that way. I've already fought with this army, so they are how they are. So I knew I couldn't go mental on it. And to be fair, she worked well with the blocking.
On the flip side, after last time, I changed mine right up to try to be a bit different again, because this doesn't really suit the not panicking. Like I said, the smaller units where you can't panic them.
Yeah.
Like last time with the Reavers and everything like that, suits it a lot more than your big
definitely.
blocks. But that was a good game. It's fairly close as well, wasn't it?
It was
pretty much
just
the last,
broke in the end.
That last turn, 2 turns, I think, was just about when it was swinging round.
Oh, because I got worried when on the flank you took out the Corsairs and the Chariot, and then you had the Noble. That was a bit more touch and go. It could have easily gone wrong for me. But yeah, it's a nice big win, and more importantly, it's a massacre, which means, and this is John's secondary army, so he's going to get smashed back across to their HQ, which is miles away from where he is now. So that has kept me in the campaign because it was looking a bit bleak.
We didn't want that area anyway. There's too much chaos and Tomb Kings.
More importantly, though, I've killed 3 of your characters. That's 3 injury charts you owe me.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Sort that out after. Load it up. We'll do it now or not?
Yeah, let's do it now. All right. So these 3 have all got injured. So we're going to do...
So we'll do old Miscaster over here first.
What's a 2?
That's not good.
Named.
So he missed the next battle, and his replacement points can't be spent on another hero.
Ooh, that might be big.
Core Hilt. 3. He loses 1 weapon skill. And then the lady herself... she misses the next battle.
Oh, God. So you're going to be two basic...
2 mages down.
That's going to be... that's going to hurt.
Oh, that's going to be a fun one. Right, they're staying out of battles now. They're going to go fight some rogue armies for a bit.
Yeah, they might be in trouble, this army. Right. We'll do the campaign roll-up later, but hope you've enjoyed that one. This has been Scott and John for the Mercenary Miniature Painter YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. As you can see in the background, there's a map. There's plenty more battles to come, and the world's fate is still in the balance. So thank you for watching. See you next time.